Hey, what up, y'all? What's going down? What's going down? What's going down? I'm in a hotel room right now. I'm in Atlanta. I was just at this event over the weekend. Shout out to one of my clients, Marcus LeBon. He just released his book, you know what I'm saying, which was amazing. But today is March 14th, which is crazy. Episode 16, the Imperfect Action Show. And I had to push my flight back. Because I wanted to go live with you guys. Obviously, episode 15 was a pre-recorded message, and I did that because I had to take imperfect action to make sure that there was some gems for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I got an amazing guest today, El Tahiri, and we're gonna be talking about business systems one-on-one. She actually just jumped on, so let me add her to the stream. Hey.
Hello.
What up?
How's it going?
Yo, you got me excited for this one.
Yes. System sounds so boring until you can sit around and do stuff like this.
Nah, systems is sexy, and I think I want to join you on that journey to revitalize and rebrand the systems. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
I think that'll be cool. So before we kind of get into it, what I like to do is just let the community know that we're live. We already got some people that jumped on live right now, and if you're not too familiar with the show, it live streams with a live chat. So as you are going to be sharing and dropping gems and principles, and you and I are going to be going back and forth, the community will have an opportunity to chat, ask you some questions in real time, and then you can deliver those questions. So why don't you tell them a little bit about you, and then I'll send a quick text out and let the other community know that we are actually live today.
Yes. No, thank you so much, Brandon, boy, for having me. It's a great honor to be on your platform. Hi, everyone. My name is Ellie Tahiri. Oh,
hold on one second. Somebody, they just be calling. Hold on.
Good. Okay. So hi. So my name is Ellie Tahiri. I'm delighted to be here. I am a Harvard Business Credited business strategist. I have won awards in the past for helping just Fortune 500 with their sales departments, just a sales consultant. I love developing teams, and what I'm most proud of is being able to leverage that information and just help in today's modern age in the marketplace, help smaller companies, entrepreneurs go from LLC to Fortune 500. And the only way you can go from an LLC, you selling products or ebook at home, to a media empire or physical brick and mortar, just like mogul, is you being able to implement the right systems.
So
That's me.
what are these right systems?
What are these systems? So the thing is, when it comes to systems, Brandon says systems are sexy. That's how I think of it too.
Systems is sexy.
People really like see systems and then they're like, oh, it sounds boring, so let me walk away. But what the attractive part of it is freedom. It's flexibility. It's you being able to go outside and now use your talent to scale elsewhere, to seek the partnerships, make the contracts, sign the contracts. Because when it comes to systems, literally it comes down to like multiple different things. You automating, delegating, eliminating, and consolidating. And it comes also like to deferring some things, because it comes to prioritizing. Think of it this way: you have a product today, right? Someone comes, knocks on your door, says, I want 2,000 quantity wise of that delivered to this certain place. Do you have the infrastructure, or do you have like basically the supply to meet the demand? Like, do you know, even does your vendor know, like the person you're getting your manufacture from, or the platform you have your, let's say, digital book, uploaded? Do you know even if they have like the capacity to go and deliver in that, much of a broad expansion? So those are the things that we need to know. I call it just fundamentals, the basics. If we don't have control over those, it's going to be very hard for us to go to the next level.
So I think that's very interesting that you say that, because There's obviously the business systems, and then there's obviously the automation, which I feel like you need both, but it's like you touch on both, and it's great when you actually as an entrepreneur or business person, or even as a corporation, install these things into your workflow. It changes things dramatically. And interesting enough, I did like a little poll last week. It wasn't official, but it was kind of like an unofficial poll, talking to entrepreneurs, and 20 of the people that I polled, 19 of them were lacking systems. There was only one of them that actually had systems.
Wow.
So that's why on the heels of this conversation and episode, it gets me so excited, because it's kind of like where I am in my business and what I'm really passionate. Like, I'm passionate about marketing, but I'm super passionate about systems and automations too. I think that's something that is newer for me, I would say, in the recent months, as far as my attraction for it. So that's why I'm super excited to have you on. But there was something that you posted the other day that kind of spoke to me, right? And it was, you had posted uh, business systems 101, and was four things that you mentioned, and you actually mentioned them again. It was delegating, consolidating, automating, and then eliminating. So today's episode, I wanted to kind of go a little bit deeper in each four of those categories, if you didn't mind, and then obviously opening up for people to ask questions in real time. Um, but yeah, why don't we break each of them down a little bit more? And I hope you guys, like, elsewhere she's at, I'm in Atlanta using hotel Wi-Fi. So I hope it's clear and you guys can understand and see everything and things like that. So yeah, why don't we start with the business system 101?
Yeah, it looks clear to me. I think it's pretty good. And please stop me if anywhere, it starts like being overwhelming or confusing, so we can answer everyone's question too. So let's jump into, first of all, consolidating. When it comes to business, you don't stop what's working, but there's always room for improvement. Maybe it's working, but there's like it's making your life either difficult by being time consuming, if there's multiple people are involved and you need to just cut it down to one. A great example to give is that I was able to help a company save $200 million in one quarter by simply just consolidating three departments, rather than having each department have a department head, have a department analyst, department. And think of this, listen, if your goal is to be a like Fortune 500, right now, anything I say, incorporate it to your LLC. Maybe it's just you right now wearing a hat of many job descriptions. Okay, how can you make your life easier by using certain systems just to honestly stay organized? That is what it's going to come down to, consolidating for you. For example, right now, like if you want to go sign up for Slack is a system that lets you communicate with your team, even if it's just one. I'm talking to everyone. It could be you making right now like minimum 50 to quarter million per month, or it could be you just transitioning from your 9 to 5 and you're entrepreneur with a side hustle. With a system like that, you can create projects, you can create timelines, and then you can hold yourself accountable with each project. And then within those projects, you can set margins and goals, which at this point now you've consolidated like three different teams, from marketing, sales to like operations, into one. Because now you've not only delegated and prioritized tasks, but at the same time, there's one person that's reporting from that department to you. Which, let's say, if it's just you, this Slack is smart enough to like kind of hence that, and it's giving you report based on those projects to you on a weekly basis. But let's say if you have multiple teams, it's going to gather from all of those project boards that you've created on there. It's going to get a summary and push it out to you when you assign it to, like, I want to know by Sunday and night, like 6 p.m. sharp, I want to kind of have a heads up on what's going on in like department XYZ. And like by Sunday night, it's going to have that gathered for you. So now basically it's like a chief of staff type of thing, that it's bringing that information to you, rather than you going to department marketing, department sales, department like operations, and you're getting that like one by one, which is costing you time. What is it we can't get back? Time. So
Cannot get
the
back time.
thing is, we want to collapse time, and with these systems, you can tell I get excited talking about this. With systems, you get to collapse time and actually go and honestly do your business in other sectors to scale and get these partnerships. So that's just the delegation part and the consolidation. Okay, and I started with consolidation because now you have an overview of what it's supposed to look like. But now, what's going to make that consolidation actually form? It's delegating. You need to start giving people the right job they're cut out for. And they say you don't know what you don't know, which is right. So sometimes we start to, how many times, like, entrepreneurs are entrepreneur because they can't ever be, sit somewhere still, right? So every
I,
entrepreneur,
I, I.
hands up. Every entrepreneur has had multiple jobs. The job you didn't like, or you could, kept easily boring you, it's because you weren't cut out for, or you didn't even were intrigued to be in the job position, but you went and applied for it because you thought you would like it. This is why you don't know what you don't know. Sometimes it's very, very, very important and imperative that we do pilot groups. Like, for example, Ellie needs to go in marketing, and she needs to know what goes on there at least one day out of the month. Brandon needs to go into sales and see what goes on a day out of the month. So you get familiar because you're like, oh, I thought I really like my job, but I don't. This is where it's at for me. So that's the delegation part. You need to also, with that, it helps and builds team credibility. It develops a leadership skill where your employees, your team, again, it could, right now, if it's just you, write these down, because as you scale, you will eventually bring on people on your team, and it will help you out to go and execute on these, just basically tips and tricks we're giving you. So as your team and pilot group starts happening, this is the definition of a pilot group. Between 2 to 4 weeks, you put someone else or a couple of people delegating a certain task, that they do it without like pushing it out company wide, business wide, LLC wide, store wide, before pushing it out for everybody to do it. Because you're going to see if it works, if your audiences and customer analytics is replying to it, reacting to it. If not, it has to go. Like every single company, again, my goal is to get everyone in the marketplace. We say it's a saturated market, but it's not if you're moving with strategy. It's not if you're delegating properly. It's not if you're moving with investing yourself, which is just putting that advantage in yourself of knowing more against your competitor. Okay. The same God that gave you the business idea will give you your clients. The ladder of success is definitely not too crowded at the top. So never think that, oh, I want to go do Airbnb, or I want to go do Turo. There's gajillions of it already in the marketplace. But your vision's different. You could always copy their recipe, but your sauce will not taste the same. So your Airbnb won't look the same. It won't be at the same exact location. So I always encourage everyone to go and, little mindset that I guess in there too. And I encourage everyone to don't sleep on your own potential. The same company I used to work for, I ended up leaving and then coming back as independent contractor because I was like, you need me. You definitely need me. And then that's why it's important for you to not sleep on your own potential. But that's a part of delegating. Assign a task, or 1 to 5 tasks on a daily basis when you get up, even before you leave the business. If you have an executive assistant, if you have a virtual assistant, if you have chief of operations, if you have even a CPA, your financial, your legal team, you can assign a lot of tasks to them. Because at that point they've signed off enough NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, which you guys should all have within your business. They know more about your financials and how your system's running compared to someone you just hired 2 weeks ago. So it's okay to bring people from your financial and legal, and also marketing. Marketing knows what's going on. It's like they're like the troopers and the sheriffs of the team. They know what's going on everywhere. Everybody needs to go see Brandon if you're not. They know what's going on everywhere. They know what's hot in the market. They know so and so, someone that's, in the same particular business with you, what they just came out with. So they always are the brains of the team. This is why companies go in, me, I can comfortably say that because I've seen those invoices. Companies don't have a problem paying anywhere from 300,000 up to 650K for marketing teams, for marketing managers. So because they know how much that money they're going to basically get their ROI back, their return on investment is such a, big thing to them.
So
So
one quick, I just want to pause you real quick. I just seen a question come in for the community, and if you guys missed it, I've been catching all of L's keys. I'm gonna call them L's keys today. So right before we wrap up, I'm gonna go through all of them and give her opportunity to make sure I got them all and add something else if we need to do that. So someone asks, with delegation, is it hard to find people with the same passion as you do? And how do you become comfortable with their results and their style of leadership?
don't be worried and so focused on the passion. Write this down, everyone. Forget the passion right now. I want you to substitute passion with vision. Where are you going? Where are you headed? I was fortunate enough to be in a mastermind where, in a conference where a CEO of Starbucks spoke. CEO of Starbucks had to go around and knock 242 doors for $150 before Starbucks became Starbucks. And then and then at that time, once he got an 100, and imagine just back then, $150 was gonna start him at Starbucks, and look at today now. What can you do with $150, right?
You can get one cup of coffee.
Pretty much. Pretty much that's gonna what's cost them, right? So what you wanna do with that is don't be worried about the passion, because that passion is going to be fulfilled within your vision. When you go and you want to seek the right team, you want to delegate properly, have them see the vision. They might not understand why it's important for your team may not understand. Again, if it's just you right now, also you may not understand it. I'm trying to break this into your head that you may not understand why right now it's important for you to keep nurturing your customer. When they buy from you, you keep sending them emails. You may not understand it because you're like, they bought the product. If they wanted I'm posting everywhere, they still have access to me, but they really don't. They have access to your socials. When you send them that personalized email, which could be a template that you do once, and now you schedule it to go out, multiple times, per week, that's a system that you just basically implemented. I say, like, implementation is my thing. That's a system you just implemented that now they keep hearing from you. Like, hey, Whitney, thanks for purchasing our, recent product. Here's a more products that may or may not. And don't be afraid to, people today, the reason, do you guys why know what one of the most highest shows that get watched on TV, what is it? Reality shows. And people go and spend millions of dollars on these shows that are not reality, right? Series. But why reality TV has the most amount of eyeballs on it? It's because it's raw. People are like, what's going on? What did it do? And you'd be surprised, but this is why you see reality show after reality show coming out. So don't be afraid to be you on your socials. Be the same person that's on Facebook ads need to be on your emails. The same persona I'm speaking, the same personality, the same raw and
Man,
authentic person.
this is the gospel this morning. This is the gospel. If we're in Pacific Standard Time, this is the gospel. If we're Eastern Standard Time, this is the gospel this afternoon. L is getting to it. We got a couple
Yes,
more.
the gospel class is in session. The gospel is activated.
We
But
got another
that's how it needs
question.
to be.
For real, I 100% agree. That's why I was so excited to have you on. Like, this is like, me and you were like,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes, yes. I love
How
it.
does
And
so
I'm looking at the comments too, forget the passion right now and substitute the vision. That's just,
yeah.
if people see your vision, like back to Starbucks, they saw how Howard Schultz, they saw how, like, everyone said hallelujah. I love it. This is definitely an amazing community. They saw his vision so much that he ended up getting that $150 from the same person that he knocked on their door 10 times and said no. But they were like, I believe in your vision so much that now I'm even invested.
Yeah,
So when you
sometimes
go,
people will just give it to you just because you're so passionate and
yeah,
you show up enough. Like like
yes,
like
show
sometimes
up.
that wins them over. You know, like
Show up.
the
And
energy.
every day it's not going to be sunny. You're going to have rainy days. Like you have not met any entrepreneur that, they said from the second I quit my job and I went to marketplace, which is, starting their business, I was making 100K every day. You do not mean an entrepreneur, even with people who are bringing millions per month. They're going to have rough days. They're going to have rough months, rough weeks. So it comes down to just seeing that vision, because you're going to, can we be honest here? You're going to have
Please.
marketing campaigns that you thought it was going to like rock. It was going to just like blow up, like, just the bomb.com be so great. Everyone's going to hear about it. Like you're going to be featured on the Ellen show, but you're going to be like, wow, that totally went somewhere I didn't expect it to. Barely 3 people, showed up on the launch day. 10 people bought, and I sat with all this money, like wasted all this money. But you really did it because you learned from it. You had a marketing framework. Framework is you starting, then taking a tactic, then having a strategy, from strategy going to action plan, from action plan going to results, and then what's the circle back at the end? Analytics. You go back and you study the data. You go back and you study what is, like, one of the systems that right now basically 10 out of 10 great entrepreneurs, if you guys know, like Alex Hormozy, Russell Brunson, like Gail King from, like, CEO of, she's like the, I think, vice president of like Mary Kay Cosmetics, Kylie Cosmetics. All these people, one thing they're using right now is Hyros, figuring out where your customers are coming from. Now, it's not cheap, but let me
Yeah.
tell you guys, you get what you paid for, right? What happens when you go to first class? They come and they bring you all this, like a warm, towel to, put on your forehead and all that. What happens to coach? Please take a seat and put your seatbelt on. So you always pay what you get for. But with Hyros, you have this very advanced system where they will actually let you see each click, whether it's from a funnel, whether it's from Shopify, eBay, Google Ads, YouTube, no matter where it is, it will show you. Even if it was a bot, like a bot that just showed up and didn't bought anything, they put their test account, it will show everything where your traffic came from. So that's a system itself. Is it worth to you to know exactly where all your traffic came from? Well, if it's worth to all these, high net worth entrepreneurs, then take notes on it.
So we got a couple other questions. And wow, we're running short of time, so I just want to make sure we get everything in. Plus, I want to get the wrap up. Okay. How does a business break out of a community that they've established and worked in for years, and how they expand further without breaking the quality?
You don't. So think about when companies merge. Think about when they merge, which means they're like going basically, whether it's buying out another company because they see opportunity, but they don't want to mess it up with new management, right? So that comes with holding on to your mission values, holding on to your vision. It's okay. And just so I understand it right, is that like a community that you've already built and you want to like change your infrastructure?
So Chris, she's talking to you directly. Is it something that you want to change the infrastructure? Drop something in the chat below. Elle will respond to you
Yeah, because
live.
I've had my shares of failed campaigns, and then we move on. So go back and study those campaigns. Your best basically information, your best, yeah, changing my infrastructure. Your best teacher, your best just consultant is the data you already have from what you did before. That's gonna be like your best basically just assistance right now. Go back and study it and have like a couple other people eyes on it too, even if they're not in your business and they're like they're business owners. Get a different outside perspective view, because you're in the picture and looking at a picture. It's a completely different show when someone outside of the picture, outside of the box is looking inside. And they can tell you of, like maybe you should have, maybe you ended up launching way too soon. Like let's say your product was supposed to go 2 weeks in advance, and then you started promoting the whole thing a week before. You didn't give people enough time to get comfortable with the message. You didn't give them enough time to like kind of see the vision. So when it comes to communities, and also you will always be, you guys, McDonald's didn't even start with their colors as red and orange, red and what's it called, yellow. They were different colors. So and look at them now, and they're always shifting. Like Chipotle started with like different bags, and now like they're in like paper bowls. So they shift, which is you build a community for that, but you want your community not to go away. Because what happens when businesses start making changes, everyone starts leaving. They're like, yep, this person started making changes 2 days to be good, but they start leaving. So one thing is communicating to your audience, communicating to your customers, sell in mass, text out, start sending them like, daily, or whether it's, I'm not saying, one thing I always say, stay away from coupons, because you don't want to give people like incentives to just be within your community. You want them to be in your community because they believe it in it so much. There's places that you go, and there's like there's a food business in New York called the Halal Guys, and they function off of mobile, what's it called? Just like they're like just food trucks, right? They have such a strong, like committed, just loyal audience and customer tribe that at some point New York said, "You guys need to get off these streets." And they don't even have physical mortars. Like there was like half of New York City, Long Island, New Jersey was in the streets protesting. That's what it comes with the community. If they see the vision, because they wanted to give you that street food experience, even though they have all the money, they can go buy, like entire building and start serving out of it. But they wanted to give you like that vision that, oh, for people who are like out and about, whether it's someone from a hedge fund or someone like, Ellie and Brandon went to New York, we're on our way to a podcast and we just want to grab some food. We want that wow, words are hard today, like street experience.
Yeah.
Then we just get it. So don't be afraid to give people your vision, and then walk them through it. This is where we're headed, and tell people, you guys, this can totally go south, but I believe in it so much that I know the only way for this to fall is if I fall, because that means what happens. What's the only way you can fall is if you're not moving forward.
Yeah, if you stop. If you stop.
If you stop, so don't stop, keep going.
So we got another question, and then I definitely want to make sure I hit these keys and let me know if I miss anything. So this one's from Whitney. What are some application systems to start keeping organized?
Yes, I definitely. And here's the thing, we say go find the mentor that works for you. Go find a business that works for you. One thing that I say, most of these businesses or systems have obviously now incentives, which is trial runs, 2 to 3 weeks of you using it without being paid, getting that annual bill. So take advantage of them. I would say for sure everyone needs to try it. Just try it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You won't like it, you hate it, and you go tell everybody else about it. So try Asana. Asana is something that keeps you organized, and also you can set different operation tasks on them. Some of these will have different options against each other, because obviously the point of them is to find their own audience. Is to find that some of them are very like Android. Android is very simple, very, very simple, but a lot of advanced tasks, but very simple, right? So Asana is one. Honeybook. Find Honeybook and try to use Honeybook for your legals, for your payroll, for you also managing different teams, vendors, manufacturers. Listen, these wholesale my favorite thing is when I go and work with a client, they show me an entire list of subscriptions that they're paying for on a monthly basis, and they have no idea which every one of them do. Like they don't know. They just get that money that, they add up 20 here, 30 here, 50 here. They add up. You get a $600 bill, and you just know that MailChimp sends emails. You don't know anything else what they do. And also QuickBooks. What I love about QuickBooks is that if you're at a business meeting and you just, that's a write-off tax deduction, hello, you can take a picture of your receipt right there and upload it to your cloud, which will now keep, or it will like organize and keep order of your business receipts. So when you go and do your, CPA goes and does your tax write-offs, then you don't miss anything from getting it ran off because we like those write-offs. Also, Trello. Trello is very great for letting you create boards. A lot of marketing campaigns go on Trello. Shopify has its own different apps too, but honestly, I'm kind of sticking to the major ones because those and right now I know have free trials, but also help you. Kajabi, you guys, don't sit. If we're in a world of digital products today. Kajabi has a lot of different integrations built within that you need to know what they do. So again, information on me, execution on you. Go and definitely explore around Kajabi and see if that's or Cartera. Like Cartera and ClickFunnels is for you to have those funnels. People like to use Gumroad, Gumtree, all these things, but let me tell you, let's say you make $1 million on Gumroad and Gumtree, right? And it's almost honestly costing you the amount of same money to keep it alive on a monthly basis. But what if I told you ClickFunnels and Cartera? Well, Cartera does it, but I'm just going to stick with ClickFunnels. They both track how much money you're making off those funnels. And at the end of the year, they're going to invite you to an entire conference and in front of all these entrepreneurs in the marketplace give you a comma award. So if you make the same millions in the Gumroad compared to ClickFunnels, which one did you lose out on? For you to have your business be presented in front of millions of audiences,
And that's
or
why the
for you,
rewards, and that's why rewards are so crazy.
yes, the comma award. So
Yeah,
yeah, ClickFunnels is great too.
I'm working on that right now. I'm definitely getting one of those 100%.
We're all going to ClickFunnels Hacking Live next year.
We doing that 100%. All right, guys. So look, we're past the hour. I like to keep it 30 minutes, but Elle was giving so much value. How could I cut her off? You know what I'm saying? So look, you guys, if you have any other questions, drop them right now immediately. I'm going to give a quick little Elle Key wrap up. Make sure that you got all the gems because I was taking notes. So if I can host and take notes, you have no excuses, right? So I'm going to just give you a quick little recap. And if you miss anything, obviously you can go back to the playback. So these are the keys that I took from Elle. I'm sharing this morning. So number one, we just talked about business systems, right? Delegate, consolidate, automate, and eliminate, which I took directly from her Instagram. So if you guys are not following her, you should be following. I just want to show you that just because I'm in this position doesn't mean I'm not watching, paying attention, following, and subscribing, which means you guys have no reason not to. Okay, L key number one. You don't stop what's working. You don't stop what's working, right? Number one. Number two, make your life easier by using certain systems, which we talked about a lot just now. Number three, collapse time by using systems. And number four, give people the right job that they are cut out for. Number five, if you move with strategy, then there's no saturation in the marketplace. Number six, don't sleep on your own potential, which was heavy. I know we paused there for a second. Everyone kind of felt that. Number seven, have an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement.
Yes.
Number eight, forget the passion, substitute it with vision. Number nine, nurture your consumer relationships. Number 11, utilize pilot groups, which are basically test programs. Give about 2 or 4 weeks, put people in certain tasks so they can figure it out internally before you launch it to the marketplace. And then number 11, create a marketing framework, which I would like you to hit those. I think it was like 4 quick points because I don't want them to miss that. So what are the marketing framework?
So the marketing framework starts with the action plan. First, write down the end goal, then the tactics you're going to get there. Now the course of action, starting, I would say 17 to 21 days out, you need to start launching it. If it's a product that's coming to, or it's something that's launching. Now, if it's something that it's going to kind of shift your business around, you need a good month in advance to start promoting it. If it's an event, 2 months before start promoting it, because you need to get it. Here's the thing, when it comes to people buying, nobody just looks at, love at first sight. Oh, I'm gonna buy it today. They need to see it. They need to understand the value and the sense of urgency. And once you create that irresistible offer, they're like, I can't walk away. Okay, so that's your course of action. And then so your course of action, you said so we went from action, not action. What did I say? I
End
forgot.
goal, tactics, course of action.
Yeah, so from your tactic is what am I going to do to get to the end result? Your course of action is basically now you're setting up, whether it's text twice a day, go online 3 times a day, send emails once a week. That's the course of action, right? You implementing that framework. From there, now launch date. So that's the launch part. You basically performing all of this. And then you're going to go and study the results after it performed. And then the last thing is, you don't stop after the performance. You go back and study the analytics of how all of that actually worked. Because maybe you should have, switched out your tactics with your course of action. Maybe you should have just told people you're going to do this, then did it. So then now they know that, obviously, if it's only like limited spots, they get first come, first serve. This is why it's important. Every marketing campaign will not work the same. I work with companies like Adidas. They don't do every shoe, every sneaker that gets launched. They don't do the same campaign. And even though it may look like it's the same, they're constantly moving things around. So it's important for you also to not do everything the same.
Listen, guys, Elle really just did a whole masterclass in an Imperfect Action show. But you guys benefit because all you have to do is go and rewatch this. Make sure you guys follow Elle Tahiri on Instagram. And is there anything that's going on with you that's exciting that you want people to know or tap into? Because I want to make sure that they understand what you have going on and that they follow you and all of that. And please take a moment to share whatever you would like to.
Yes, I do multiple things. I do have multiple courses available at the same time. One of the things I'm most proud of is the 6-figure bootcamp, where I teach you the contracts, how to pay yourself, how to establish these contracts and not hire people full time, bring them as an independent contractor, and just the legal part of it. It's almost like a 5K type of investment, but you get also a content bootcamp and like a grant proposal list. All of that, you get it all in a 6-figure bootcamp that I have available. That's something that, honestly, I'm going to give it to one of your people from your community. Also, if anyone's in Atlanta, maybe they get to go to a free mastermind too. One of my mentors is having a free, it's not free, actually, it's a $2,000 event, $2,500 event that it's April 14th through 16th.
I'm going to have to pull up.
Maybe they can go. So yeah, follow me. I do have multiple things, and let me know you're from the Brandon Boyd platform. I love it. So then,
so why don't we do this? Everybody, some of you guys are already in the text community. So why don't we do this, right? Why don't we text the word L. Text the word L, right? ELLE to 213-410-4920, right? Text the word L to 213-410-4920. And everyone who texts back the word L, you will have an opportunity to win access to the program that she talked about. And then also, she said there could be an opportunity to come to Atlanta. I think I'm gonna come. So maybe you got an opportunity to see
aren't you in there? Just hang around till April.
For real, right? All right, guys. Look, it's been another amazing episode, Imperfect Action Show. On this show, what we do, we show up, right? Bring you some gems, some value, some principles, things that you can apply in your marketing department or in your business, right? And we encourage you to take these free gems and apply them immediately with Imperfect Action. I'm Brendan Boyd, my lovely guest, Elle Tahiri. Make sure you guys follow her, please. She's definitely somebody that I'm following, I'm locked into, so that means you should be too, all right? We'll see you guys tomorrow. And Elle, I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.